Mastering the red dot. 3 critical skills every shooter must build. Hey folks, Steve from Martell Training Group. So you've got your red dot, you hit the range, and nothing's landing where it should. Does this sound familiar? You're not alone. Today, we're fixing that. Whether you're a new red dot user or somebody who's making the jump from iron sights, these 3 drills are the key to master faster hits and real confidence. As a retired state trooper, firearms instructor, and someone who's spent an enormous amount of time at the range, I can tell you switching from iron sights to red dot isn't always a smooth transition. But if you build the right habits early, you'll shoot faster, more accurately, and with a higher level of confidence. So let's break it down into 3 critical skills you need to master. Number 1, maintain target focus. With iron sights, we drilled over and over again, focus on the front sight. Remember that front sight was in focus, your target is blurry, and your focus is not so much on the rear sights for defensive shooting, but really getting that front sight up on target to engage that threat. But with a red dot, it's a different game. With red dot, your job is to focus on the target. Both eyes are open, something that I've often stressed about even using iron sights. You should try to shoot with both eyes open to increase your peripheral vision. So with the red dot, way easier to keep both eyes open for most shooters. Your job is to focus on the target. So both eyes are open, your eyes are locked on the threat where they should be. You let the dot float into view. It overlays your field of vision. You don't chase it. This lets you transition targets faster and maintain high situational awareness. The key takeaway here, folks, is you let the dot float. You keep your eyes locked on the threat where they should be. Now, a lot of shooters hear that and they say, okay, so the dot's moving all over the place. It's distracting. I'm missing shots. So let's talk about that. Number 2, acceptable sight picture. That shaky dot, that's normal. It was always there, you just never saw it with your iron sights. Here's what separates confident shooters from frustrated ones. You must learn to accept an imperfect sight picture. If the dot is within the vital zone, you press the shot, you take it. Waiting for that dot to settle perfectly costs you time that you don't have, especially in self-defense. Now, I know when we learn to shoot with iron sights, we get that front sight aligned with the rear sights, that sight alignment, and then we place those perfectly aligned sights onto our target, that sight picture. And we teach that in the beginning to new shooters to stress that this is how you shoot, fundamentals of shooting. However, in a defensive shooting situation, I've often said you're going to focus mostly on that front sight, you're going to point and shoot, and it's not to get everything perfect because you really don't have time. But it's important to teach that to learn how to shoot properly. With the red dot, waiting for that dot to settle perfectly does cost you time that you really don't have. So you build confidence in movement. Speed comes when you learn that perfection is the enemy of performance. So let's say that again. Speed comes when you learn that perfection is the enemy of performance. You don't have to be perfect. So consider this. Your heart's pounding, the dot's bouncing, and the threat does not wait. You have to take the shot if you're within the vital zone. Which brings us to number 3. Developing that natural point of aim. Here's the drill that changes everything. If the dot isn't there, don't move your head to find it. You fix the presentation. That's where the magic happens. 95% of dot acquisition issues come down to this. Your draw doesn't naturally align your optic to your line of sight. But when it does, it feels like magic. The dot is there every single time. So if you miss the dot and you can't see it, what you do is you retract, reset, and represent. It will almost always appear. A student of mine last month struggled with this until this drill made the dot appear, as he put it, like magic. He couldn't believe how fast he was getting on target. This is how you stop fishing and start performing. So let's recap your path to red dot mastery. Number 1, eyes are on target, not the dot. Number 2, you trust the sight picture. Perfection is a myth. Number 3, build your natural point of aim. Your draw should put the dot right where you need it.
Go. Okay, keep on target, step opposite side, fire.
These aren't just range tricks, folks. They're habits that could save your life when seconds count. So the main difference with a red dot is that when you draw, you're actually coming up on target and you're keeping both eyes open. Your focus is on the target, not the front sight like with the iron sights. Your focus is on the target. The red dot overlays your target. And then once you're on target, you press the shot. Now, if you're off, if you can't see, if you're fishing for that red dot and don't resist the urge to move your head around like this, just retract slightly. All that means is that your natural point of aim when you present is off. And that happens to a lot of people. You just need to rework that muscle memory. So pull back slightly, represent. You should see that dot. If you don't see that dot, again, pull back, represent. What's happening is when you draw and come up on target, you should see that dot. It does not have to be perfect. It does not have to be bullseye. It just has to be in the threat zone. You keep your eyes open and on the threat. That's where the focus is. Again, we're not fishing for that dot. If you don't see it right away, retract, pull it slightly in, and then represent. You should come right back on target. The idea is that you should present in your natural point of aim position. That red dot should overlay your target. Your eyes remain open, focus on the target, which is the threat. If this video helped, please leave a comment below and share it. Also, let me know which drill made the biggest impact. And if you're serious about building real-world defensive skills, consider checking out my book on Amazon and also our full online course. Both are linked below in the description. And you can also click the link above for a free personal safety and situational awareness guide. You just click the link and put your email address in, and we'll email it out to you. Stay safe, stay sharp. See you in the next video.